Go.
Welcome back. Today we will study single phase induction motor. Actually, there are two parts. One is two phase and single phase operation of a squirrel cage induction motor, and second part is a single phase operation of a capacitor start motor. So now we will study about first part. First part is induction motor. For this
Map
exercise,
explain. Yep.
we need power supply, data acquisition system, and induction motor. I will discuss step by step and I will show all the results, so it will easy for you to understand. The first few steps are about the connection. We need to connect the 24 voltage to the data acquisition system. We also need to connect the USB port to the PC. Okay. Now we'll back to the circuit. This is the circuit, induction motor. Okay, from the circuit we can say there are three-phase connection. First one we need to connect ion, the first phase, like I connected the variable source. Ion 4 is connected with ion positive, ion negative is connected with induction motor port 1. So I can show you, this is ion, variable side ion, then negative of ion is connected with port 1 of induction motor. Okay, then second line B, number 5 is connected with I2 positive, it's I2 positive, then I2 negative is connected with the second port of the induction motor. Now I2 negative is connected with the second port of induction motor. Then number 3, number 6, the supply side number 6 is connected with I3, then I3 negative connected with the terminal 3 of induction motor. So I3 negative is connected with terminal 3 of induction motor. We can see the other side is short and it will back to neutral. So we make it short, this short, and it's back to neutral. Now we need to connect the voltmeter. We can see the voltmeter connected in positive side of ion and between the neutral. So we can see that ion positive and ion positive. So ion positive, ion positive, and negative side is connected to neutral. So it's connected to neutral. This is all about the connection. We can say step 4. We need to open the the software. It's AC motor 1. I just open this one, AC motor 1. This is AC motor 1. Step 6, we need to turn on the supply and increase the voltage. So we have to see that it's rotating or not. So we give the supply and increase the voltage. We can see that it's running. Step 7, we have to show this one from the phasor diagram. So I open phasor diagram. From the phasor diagram, this is ion, this is I2, this is I3. Ion, I2, I3, and we can see the phase angle is 120. So this is number step 7. So I'll send you this graph. Here is number 7. This is the result graph I'll send you. Now I need to turn on. In step 8, it says that we need to open circuit A but voltmeter should be connected. In step 8, so we will open just little bit modify. This circuit should be open, so we are making open this one ion, but the voltmeter should be connected, so we are connected with the voltmeter. Just modify for the step 8, because we said that the voltage should be connected, but this A should be open. So I just open this one. Now I need to turn on the sub power. Still you can see that it's open, it's running. Can you see? It's open. Also we can see same thing from the phasor diagram. Phasor diagram. Phasor diagram, there are two phasors. It's I2 and I3. There are two lines now, but it's still the induction motor can run. So this is the result. I'll show you. This is for step 9. So this is the result for step 9. You can see this is the result for step 9. This is the result for step 9. Only this is the 2-phase supply, not 3-phase, but still induction motor can run. Now we need to open circuit B, the step 10. It says that A is open. We need to open the B also. So if we open B, we are disconnected B. So we need to check that it's running or not. We can see that it doesn't run, because this time only one supply, only I3 is connected. So it's not run. So how we can run? For this reason, for this case, we have to connect a capacitor in between line 2 and 3. You can see the figure 2. For this one, we will only connect the capacitor between I1 and I2, and we will check. After running this, we for step 14, we will what is called disconnect the switch. Okay, so I also forgot this one thing. Step 11, we have to open the B, and we need to increase the voltage. So okay, so we can see that we cannot run. Okay, now for step 13, we need to include the capacitor. The capacitor between 2 and 3. The capacitor positive is connected with I2 positive. So I2 positive connected with, this is the capacitor, and negative side is connected with I3. So there now it's becoming 2-phase with the capacitor. We will see. We need to turn on. And step 13 said that we need to increase the voltage up to slowly increase up to 100%, and we need to see the I2 and I3. So we can see we are increasing voltage. Before increasing, this I3 is increasing more compared to I2. Now we increasing voltage. Increasing voltage, we can see that now you can see that I3 is decreasing, but I2 is increasing. Okay. At the beginning I3 was more, now I3 is less, I2 is more. I will show this one on the figure. for this decrease. For step 13, I need to increase the voltage up to 100% slowly. So I just take two data for step 13. When voltage is 40%, we can see I3 is more compared to I2. And another one, when voltage is 60%, we can see this I2 is more compared to I3. So this is this one. Now step 14, it says that on the capacitive module we need to disconnect the capacitor and need to make it single phase. Now it's two phase, like I1 and I2. I1 is not connected, it's connected I2 and I3, and in between there is a capacitor. We will see that.
Did you disconnect?
It's running, so we need to turn off. So I will disconnect. Now it's in single phase. We can see that still it can running. So this is all about the first part. I will come back for second part. Thank you very much.